Welcome to WCNT-tv and NeighborhoodNewsOnline.net, the online network for New Tampa and Wesley Chapel. I'm Molly-Anna Ward, and with me today as our North Tampa Bay Chamber featured business is Samantha Taylor, the owner of 5 Samantha Taylor fitness studios around the Tampa Bay area, including one right here in Wesley Chapel. Good afternoon, Samantha. Hi, so nice to have you. Tell us a little bit about your background in the fitness industry.
Well, when I met my husband, he was a bodybuilder, so that was 26 years ago, and he was working out all the time, and you know, you can't really have someone go to the gym all the time and you're just sitting on the couch, because then you feel like a slacker.
True.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go work out with him. So he started training me, and he was actually my first and only personal trainer 26 years ago.
Nice.
So I just started to fall in love with what fitness did to my body and how toned I felt and how much energy I had and how much confidence it developed in me. Then I started doing in-home training, and then I went to a large corporate gym. So I did that for many years and became the #1 trainer in the company out of 2,000 trainers.
Wow, that's incredible.
So then I left there about 15 years ago to open my own place for women only.
I've lost about 45 pounds.
47 pounds.
30 pounds.
Let's talk about each studio. Are they similar? Do they each have certain focuses? Do you have the same equipment in each studio?
Well, the good thing about our place is we don't have a bunch of clunky equipment like a big gym that's got like big, you know, metal equipment, pieces of equipment. We do a lot of what's called functional training. We want to use the body parts and many multiple facets. So we do 30-minute workouts. So to get 30 minutes, you need to use more muscle groups at once. And for a female, it's really good to train that way. The only time you have to truly isolate body parts in a workout is if you're a bodybuilder or like a fitness competitor or an athlete, but the average person can do like full body workouts. So each location has personal training and boot camp. So we offer both of them, but they're in separate rooms at the same time.
So what about the Wesley Chapel studio?
So that's our newest location that we built. So we
Okay.
actually got to build that location.
From the
it
ground
was,
up?
Yeah, it was really exciting. I planned that for years. I just wanted to get out of paying really high rent where I was at. It's got one private studio on the left-hand side for personal training, and it's double the size of my other location that it was, and then we offer boot camp on the other side.
That's incredible.
So it's really great because the boot camp serves more of people 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, if you're in better shape when you're a little bit older, or personal training is typically 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay. And you told me recently that you are adding an addition to the Samantha Taylor fitness studio.
Yes, so we have 18 trainers. We have 5 locations, and you know, I used to do all the training, but I don't do the training anymore, of course. So we have a licensed dietitian on staff as of a couple months from now, which is amazing. So Sherry has a bachelor's in nutrition. She was actually a client of ours who lost 40 pounds with me. So now she's finishing up her registered dietitian license.
So your studios really encompass a well-rounded approach.
That's the goal. And you know, again, it's all about how do you do this for life. I always tell people that if you cannot sustain the way you're losing weight, like you can't eat that way for the rest of your life, you're never gonna stick to it.
That's a
you
good
can't
point.
be eating cabbage soup and shakes all day and think you're gonna live that way. How do you deal with it when French fries are in front of you or you're tempted and brownies are right there? And that's one thing that a lot of people don't really know about me is I used to be a massive food addict. And I used to binge on 5,000 to 10,000 calories at a time. And people look at me and they go, what do you know about weight loss? Like, how did you eat that much food? And you know, the point is that I struggled immensely with food. Food controlled me. And my game changer moment was when I was at the Pizza Hut. And I was sitting in my personal training shirt 17 years ago. And I'm binging on pizza. I ate like 5,000 calories in pizza. And I'm hoping nobody recognizes me, but I'm kind of like a little public celebrity.
Did you have
around,
a hat?
so
Did you have a hat and glasses?
My cravings took over and I just went in there. So I'm binging on all this pizza, and the server looks at me and she looks at all of my plate and she goes, aren't you that health expert in the paper? And I was like, oh, my heart just sunk. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, this is a cheat meal. You didn't read that article? This is okay. But I left there devastated because I now, here, #1 trainer in the company, a 2,000 trainer, gets busted by a server that I am binging on all of these calories. And I went back to the gym and got on the same treadmill that I put hundreds of people on. And I was just weeping. I mean, tears streaming down my face. because I felt like a hypocrite. You know, I just felt like, how can I be this trainer but yet struggle this much? And it just, for me, it was a spiritual experience. I just really started thinking my body as a temple of God and understanding that it's not about just diet or food or weight loss, that there was a much bigger picture, a holistic picture. And that's when I started to change. So for me, that was 17, 18 years ago. And you know, it's just amazing now, all my cravings are gone. I have no cravings anymore for sugar. French fries used to be my #1 food group.
Yeah.
And now, oh yeah, I eat it, you know, twice a day. And now it's just so funny how your cravings change when your food choices change.
How do you keep the women in your studio so motivated?
Well, it's a combination of things. One, it's infusing hope in them that they can have success. You know, a lot of people are so frustrated that they've tried every diet. They've lost weight, they've gained it. One of our amazing testimonials, which we have thousands of them, is Kate.
Hi there, my name is Kate Green,
She's
and I live in
66
Wesley
now.
Chapel.
When she met me, she had lost and gained 60 pounds 3 times. And she was so frustrated. And now she is just living life, zip lining, horseback riding, mountain climbing at 66.
And then I came here and found this, and I'm having more fun than I've ever had.
I watched her.
Yeah,
I
she
actually
was on
got to
ABC.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went and I looked, and I was looking at some of those segments actually that you do right here in Tampa Bay's Morning Blend.
Yeah. So I just beam like a proud parent because she is just, every time I see her, she just hugs me and almost crushes me in half. Because she's like,
She's so
you,
strong.
I know, she's like, you have changed my life. I cannot believe the different life I live now before I met you. And I said to her, I said, you know what, sometimes people say, well, how do you put a value on what you charge or what your prices are? And I said, let me ask you something. How much would I have to pay you to take back what I've done for you? And she's like,
What?
you could not pay me. I wouldn't even take $50,000. You could
Yeah.
never take me back to the woman I was before because I was
amazing.
miserable there. So, you know, sometimes you have to decide that investing in your health is one of the best investments you can make. And if you don't do that, you will pay for it later. And the food is everything. I mean, I always say that food is 80% of your success, but the mindset is even as important. Because if you can't get your head in the game and get focused about what you're doing, then you're not going to follow it. You know, so the whole goal is, how do you keep them motivated? Is we keep a system. We have accountability. We have weekly webinars. We have support calls that we're starting. We have cooking classes. We have, you know, a new 3D body scan machine. It's a $10,000 machine that does all your measurements digitally. It gives you a 3D printout of your body. So, I mean, it gives you that visual change of progress that you see.
So when sometimes women step on the scale and the numbers maybe don't change, what they're not seeing is what's happening on the inside. So that's a great tool.
Yeah, and then when you can see, the lady that just did it, she said 1 month later she had lost 16 inches, and on the scan it showed her silhouette of her previous body on top of her new body.
Oh, wow.
And she could see like all
That's
the
amazing.
changes. So even if you didn't lose a pound, you would see those changes and go, oh wow, look, my body is changing.
And that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Do you have any special offers going on right now, Samantha?
Well, one thing we really like to do is what's called a body transformation analysis, where you meet with either me or one of our membership consultants, and they go over what your goals are, map out a plan, do the body fat, and kind of give you a system. There's no obligation to work with us. It's totally free, and you can just literally find out how to work with us and all the different options, because we have so many different budgets and plans and programs. It's just best to come in and meet with us. We also won the Small Business of the Year for the Wesley Chapel Chamber of Commerce out of 700 companies. So it's just been such an amazing ride that I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of that and partner with the Neighborhood News.
Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today for the North Tampa Bay Chamber Featured Business on WCNT-tv and NeighborhoodNewsOnline.net. I'm Molly Anna Ward.